that again. Hello. Good. So now, that's it, my children. Come close. Now, today we're going to be doing some live portraits, okay? Now, if you watched the previous video on products, you'll know it was quite all over the place, but that's how it can be. But at the same time, like you observe how it's happening, because I'm trying to show you the shit way to do it and the good way to do it. Because if I just show you the good way, then you got nothing to compare it to. And then, yeah, good. So now we're going to be moving into portraits, people, living beings, not a watch. That's right. So, where do we begin? Well, you have your space. Remember in the earlier video I was talking about, okay, good, so taking a picture of a person, you think about what's the background, what's their environment, this sort of a thing, you know? Then you have the person, then there's the posing, then there's the lighting, and this sort of a thing. Good, but now I'm just going to like f*** around and we're gonna just like, you just observe what's happening and stuff like that, and then we're going to learn some things. Okay? Okay, good. Good. All right, so I have my model here today. Marika, may you please come in? Marika from Latvia, sit, please. Okay, good. So, now let's just say that I'm a 16-year-old girl and I want to take a photo of my friend because we're Latvians and we grew up on a farm under a mountain. Okay. Now, the first thing you'd probably say, oh, I want to take a photo of my friend. Well, let's just whip out your phone. Like, let's just show you all your options. Like from the weakest option up to actually making a picture of someone that looks good. Okay? Okay, good. So I have my phone here. I'm just like, whoa, Marika, you look good today. Okay, take a shot. And that's the result you get. And I'm just like, dude, I could not be more unimpressed. Okay, and it's just like, you know, I know on phones you can zoom in and shit like this. Okay, good, let's zoom in. Good, we have a shot like that. Okay, good, that's a phone. It's fully automatic. You don't adjust any settings, you just point and click. Sometimes you'll get a great shot. That's fine, all right? But you don't rely on sometimes when you're being paid to do a job. You need to know what you're doing as a point of learning photography, yeah? Okay, good. Now, if you're a beginner and you've bought some kind of camera, you know, and you just might think, oh, well, you know what, I have my first camera and I'm doing Luke's course and I'm going to do what he says. So let's just take my camera and the lens it comes with and let's just take a shot. I don't know what these settings are. I've just picked it up. I'm going to take a shot of Marika. Okay, good. Take that shot. And that was terrible. And it's all black. So, because, you know why? Because my settings are all wrong. I've got this on 1/4000th of a shutter speed. So that, of course, it's all black. So good. So I'm going to take that down to 1/125th of a second. The aperture's 3.5. The ISO is 100. I'm going to take a shot. Okay, it's like pretty balls shit still, but let's now go and just, like, this is using natural light, yeah? Okay, my worst enemy. So, oh my goodness. See, some of these cameras, they are so basic that even I do not know how to change the ISO setting. Now, just shut up while I'm figuring this out, because I'm a professional. Oh, good. Wait. Good, I found it. Okay, good. I'm going to raise this ISO to 800. Okay, good. It's looking similar to the phone. This has got a zoom lens, so I can zoom in. Take another shot. Okay, good. Maybe a little bit dark. I'm just going to improve that slightly. I'm going to just knock up the ISO to 1600. Okay, good. And basically you end up with a shot in this natural light that looks pretty much like the phone because it's not your camera. It's your light. Let me show you even more. Okay, good. Oh, I went down and spent $10,000 on my auntie's uncle on this camera. So let's just put the same settings into this camera, 1/25th, f3.5, ISO 1600, same settings as that. And let's take the same shot here. Oh, by the way, that was on auto ISO, so if I want the same settings, I'm gonna put this on auto. Take a shot. This is with an 85mm lens, so it's a little bit more zoomed in, keep that in mind. Let's just take a shot. And that's even more overexposed. Let me just adjust the setting. I'm going to take it down to f5 on the aperture. Good, so you take that shot. I mean, like, you compare the three things, the phone, the cheap camera, the expensive camera, it's the same image. Doesn't that tell you something interesting? It's not your equipment. It's the light. Isn't that interesting? So good. So, how do we take a good photo? And good, interesting photo. You've seen what this looks like so far. It looks like it was obviously taken in a living room. Something blah, blah, blah. But now, let's up the levels to maximum. So, one thing you can think about, first of all, background, what's behind her? Now, one reason why, photo studios exist is because you have quick access to different tools you need. You look up here, we've got rigged up here different colored backgrounds. So for easy access, so we can literally try something different right here. So now I'm gonna choose black, yeah? I'm gonna pull this down. Fabulous. Stay there. Now look at this, huh? Now we have a black background behind her. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take my camera, not going to change the settings, take the same shot I did before. Okay, good. It looks the same, but now you got a black background. But hey, look at that black background. It don't even look black. WTF, mate. How are we going to do that? Well, it's all about light. So let's just keep himdaging the gimjim. It's a Luke word that means something. And we're going to make this look good. So, forget about natural light. I don't want to use natural light. I'm not interested. That makes people look normal. We don't want normal. So let's now control our light. So as we did in the earlier video, first step, I'm going to make sure that none of this natural light is viewable in the camera. So I'm going to deliberately adjust the settings so that when I take a photo, it's pitch black. So then again, only our flashlight will be seen. So ISOs, I'm going to take the ISO down as low as it goes, ISO 100. I'm going to put the shutter speed on 200th of a second. And the aperture, I'm going to put to f8. Let's take a shot of her. And we have, I don't know, I can't see it. It's too black, so that's great. That's exactly what we want. So now, let's have some control over our light. Let's point a light at Marika, and let's turn it on. Now this flash is at 1/4 power. I don't know what that will look like, but let's just take a shot and see. So I turn on my little flashy thing, the connector. Let's take a shot. Motherfucker! Look at that! Look at that! And all we did was change the light, not the camera, and to prove my point further, I'm going to take this little flash thing off. I'm going to put it on the camera. All right. I'm going to take my settings, put the same settings into this little camera as is on my big, apparently expensive and professional camera. Okay, good. F8, 1/200th of a second, and ISO 100. Now let's zoom this in. Again, sorry, this lens does not zoom in quite as much, so it looks slightly different. But lighting-wise, let's take a shot. Let's see what we got. It looks cool, because it's not about your equipment. Suck a dick. Good. Now, here's where phones end, because like I can take this shot now with my phone, but I don't have the flash connector thing. So even if I take a photo with my phone, nothing happens because I'm still seeing the natural light because I don't have access to this flash because this connector, I don't know if there's an adapter that connects it to a phone, but the phone, see, this is why you do have specialist equipment to a degree, and you have more control, because then look what you can create here, man.